In SoulCalibur 6, you guard with the guard button. Yes, there's nothing else to it. I mean, you can't hold back, you can't hold down back, just the guard button. If you press back, you will get hit. So you're gonna have to get out of your system. No holding back to block. You're gonna have to set that guard button. So I want you to go to your controls and set your guard button. I have it set to A right now, but I can also, for instance, set it as, let's say for instance, a shoulder button like LB or L1. I can set it as like LT, which is also like L2. So essentially, with regards to your guard button, use whatever is comfortable. I have it as a face button, but sometimes you can have it sometimes as a let's say for instance as a shoulder button. So what this means is that you can like block and then easily like press AA. I just have it as a face button because I just usually use my shoulder buttons like for throws. That's just like kind of a convenience thing for me. But in general, having a shoulder button can be pretty optimal. So just try out whatever you prefer. You're most likely going to be blocking if you end up getting something guarded that leaves you at negative, or if you're trying to run in on someone that has the advantage over you. To complement standard guarding, you also have a technique that's called step guard, or just simply step G. It's performed by just simply pressing a direction, then pressing the guard button. A normal sidestep by just simply pressing a direction takes up about this much distance. By doing a step guard, you can end up canceling your sidestep into a guard. If you, for instance, do a move that is like really like light negative on the opponent's block, then you can actually like step into a guard, and it almost can act as like a kind of a mild option select, even though I mean you kind of have to check it sometimes to make sure that you don't end up like getting hit. So I mean it is a bit of a case by case basis, but you can also do it around like mid-range too if you're afraid that like the opponent might try and like either keep you out or advance with like a horizontal. Then around like mid-range you can end up like using step guards. In close, if you think the opponents are going to be doing like slower horizontals, but again, it's a bit of a case by case, and then your mileage may vary a bit on it. But just simply having this technique can help you kind of like reposition slightly while keeping yourself relatively safe. SoulCalibur 6 is a 3D fighter, so I want you to prioritize standing guard, standing block. The reason why is because mid attacks can be potentially more dangerous than low attacks. Mid attacks can sometimes be launchers that can lead to dangerous combos. What you're gonna do is just basically just take the chip lows and look out for slow lows. So you're gonna use your low guard, which is downing guard. Use that when you're looking out for slow lows, and just simply take the chip lows. If the opponent ends up chipping you out enough or ends up annoying you enough with these, you're eventually gonna get a read on them, and then you can start smacking them with jumping attacks, such as up forward B for instance. And if you make a big enough read on low, you can even hit an opponent with a jumping launcher for big damage. Take note that SoulCalibur 6 has guard stamina, or guard gauge damage. So if you look at that number there that says guard crush, this keeps building up. When you get it over 60%, then the opponent's bar will flash yellow, and when you get it to over 80%, then it will start to flash red until broken. Naturally, getting guard burst is bad. Really bad, because you give your opponent a free combo. If your guard gauge is flashing red, it becomes too risky to, well, block any sort of like strong moves, like strong verticals or hell, or even some like strong like horizontal moves or anything like that. It becomes risky because you don't want to get guard burst. If you have your guard gauge flashing red, the opponent has a lot of leverage over you. So instead of guarding too much, you unfortunately have to start using defensive techniques like your GIs. Well, I guess your reversal edge. But the main thing you have to do is just simply, I guess, try and maintain that good space, and or basically just go on the offensive on your opponent instead. So basically take it to them. So essentially you have to put yourselves in positions where you're not simply going to be defending against the opponent. And another thing, SoulCalibur's jump function actually complements blocking, because if you hold down the guard button, you jump by pressing either up back, or up forward. So essentially if you're around, like let's say the tip of round, like mid, close range, anywhere like that, if you're guarding and you end up seeing a low, then what you can actually do is do a jump forward, up forward, and now you're in the opponent's face and you still got your guard up. So I mean, normally it's better to just simply go for a jumping attack, but if you're a guard, I mean, if you're already holding down guard, then it's quicker to just simply press up forward as opposed to having to switch and press an attack button, because I have guard as a face button, so it's easier for me to just do that. If you like this video, smash that like button. If you didn't like this video, just hit the like button anyway, and don't forget to subscribe for more juicy fighting game content. For more SoulCalibur 6 content, be sure to check out both my character guides and my How to Play SoulCalibur 6 guide. This video is endorsed by Smart Esports and Trollcoin. I also want to take a moment to thank my premium top tier fighters for their continued support, which I do appreciate. If you'd like to become a premium top tier fighter yourself, click on the Patreon link down below. This is Force Nature signing off, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time on Top Tier Tips.